Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Well, people, in our history, we have seen great speeches by great Americans. In our 250-year history, man, great speeches like 7 years ago. Ask not what your country can do for you. I have a dream. Well, this week in America, boy, we got to see a rambling, Adderall-fueled raping of the English language that, frankly, hasn't been rivaled in my lifetime. Let's go over the insanity spewing out of the sewer hole of the guy that wants to date his daughter.
Perhaps I'd be
First
dating
of all,
her.
he talked about tariffs. Yeah, because Trump imposed tariffs on our neighbors, Canada and Mexico. You know, where we get a lot of our stuff from. Cars built in Canada by American companies, food and produce come over from Mexico. And guess what? Prices went up 25%. And if you think Canada and Mexico are paying those tariffs, well, you better loosen that MAGA hat because you've cut off what little blood flow you had to your good brain. He did this literally to our neighbors. Our neighbors! America is now the asshole down the block starting his unmuffled Harley at 4 a.m., then going front lawn to front lawn doing donuts. In one night, this burnt umber bitch increased prices across the board by 25%. He then bragged about it during his "Look at me, I'm a big boy" speech.
Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
Trump also talked about taking Greenland and the Panama Canal. So the guy who said he starts no wars is now starting wars and helping dictators who start wars. So we've gone from the best economy in the world during Biden, we cut childhood poverty in half. We helped the homeless get housed and expanded healthcare, you know, like Jesus would do. And all those good God-fearing Christians in America said, "My Lord, fuck that." Biden's list of accomplishments while turning the country around is long, but Trump voters, they thought, you know what? Let's give Trump another chance. I mean, he's just a 34-time convicted felon, rapist, con man, tax cheat who turned America into a racist, misogynistic hellhole, ran up $8 trillion in debt, and stole top secret documents. So, of course, we're going to vote for him because, I mean, how could we Trump voters know that this time it's going to be really bad? After only 43 days, this man who hates immigrants yet was expelled from the vagina of an immigrant,
Being the cleaning up.
sent in an unelected billionaire and destroyed numerous government agencies. They put this guy in charge of the FBI, New Delhi Marty Feldman. Who the fuck is this? And then Tulsi Gabbard, a pro-Russian, pro-dictator flip-flopper and open mic Cruella de Vil impersonator, is in charge of U.S. intelligence. But back to the insane ramblings of the diaper-wearing sociopath leader of the soon-to-not-be free world. Tariffs, he said. There will be a little disturbance. You know, like in 1929, the little disturbance was called the Great Depression, and it only lasted a decade. Awesome. Stock market dropped 1,300 points in 2 days. Unelected and unregulated Elmo scum is raging through our government agencies and firing experts that we need. But how much has Cyber Douche and his booger-eating minions saved? $65 billion. No, none of that can be verified even by them. And people who looked at the numbers say that possibly $2 billion. Most of them canceled contracts, which means we didn't spend that money anyway. Then he said $8 million went to transgender mice studies. That's just in mice gender-neutral bathrooms, I guess. So let's dig into this bullshit. In 23, the NIH did a study on mice to see if giving hormones to teenagers for gender-affirming therapy could cause cancer and kill them. They were making sure it didn't kill kids. They also administered feminizing hormone therapy to monkeys to understand how it may affect their immune systems and make them more susceptible to HIV. Do you get that, people? They were trying to cure AIDS and save kids, not helping mice transition. There's no drag mice. So the speech was 100% jingoistic lies and bullshit with zero facts, and orange con mans and Vladimir Putin's wet dream, basically. What I find stunning is how Trump still made that speech while hundreds and hundreds of Republican congressmen heads were up his ass. But at least the Democrats, they came in loaded for bear. Yeah. Waving canes like old man Johnson and holding up Wile E. Coyote protest signs. Jesus Christ. I'm so fucked. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Oh, man. I know when I'm laughing like this, and yet I feel like hell is coming, that I've lost my mind. What are we doing, man? There's no transgender life. And if we spent $100 million on taking it to the Daytona 500 and the Super Bowl, what does $8 million on trying to save kids mean? What is going on? Am I losing my fucking mind? I don't understand. All right, people. Now that the dog is in the little bowl, I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Titus Podcast. With me, as always, lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander!
Second me only one.
Just trying to let you people on the right into the show by acting kind of Nazi-ish. Wow.
It was a Nazi rally. It did feel like that.
It was crazy. As I said in the Armageddon Update, it's so hard to give a speech with that many congressmen heads up your ass. It was crazy to watch. Rachel can't even watch it. She's just like, I can't, like, I'm done. Painful. I can't deal with it anymore. I can't handle what's going on. And that's what they want. You get that's what they want, right?
Oh, yeah.
They definitely want us to just stop. It's crazy. I'm just going to turn it off. Well, if you turn it off.
No?
That's not what you think? What do you think?
I think I lost my chai. Oh, there it is. I think that I stay informed. I stay up on what's happening.
Well, you live with me.
But no, I do it by reading the highlights, the headlines, and if it's something I need to know more about, I'll go look a few places to see if it's true. And then I move on and go about my day. So I think that what they want us to do is the opposite, is to immerse yourself in it to the point that it implodes your entire life. And you're not focused, you're not centered. I'm not going to do that. I cannot let him have that, my sanity too. Sorry.
It's hard to interpret because the other thing is they could not give a shit. Like they're just doing what they want to do for their fucking rich friends, and that's it.
The speech last night was one of those things that you watched, and he again on a national stage in front of the world said, "We're going to take Greenland. We're going to take the Panama Canal."
One way or another.
One way or another.
That's war. That's fucking war. What are you talking about, man? Yeah. And first of all, is that who we're going after? Is that your bar? You're going to go after a canal that we built, and actually, by the way, we use all the time, and you're going to go after fucking Canada?
He's such a strong man going after these big, tough Canadians and Mexico and Greenland.
Canadians. And I don't want to fight a Canadian. Michael Myers was, if you watch SNL, Mike Myers played Elon Musk last week. Very funny. But at the end of the show, he actually had this shirt that said Canada's not for sale. And he just went elbows up, which when you're playing hockey in Canada, if they just, all right, boys, elbows up, that means people are getting hit in the head.
Yeah. Blood's going to fly.
So the problem is that's how wars start. Canada's our friend, been our friend forever. We love Canada. We love Canadians. We've got Mexico. Mexico today shut their gate. They're not letting any Americans into Mexico. And Canada did a very funny thing. They actually, in whatever their quote unquote Oval Office is, one of the big guys in Canada, one of the big guys in Canada signed an order, and he held it up. He goes, "This is a big, beautiful order that says we're taking every piece of American alcohol off all of our shelves," just totally mocking Trump. We have the weakest, lamest, dumbest, most cowardly, loserish piece of shit currently running the country, and I'm watching it come apart in a way that I thought, you know what I thought? I thought there was some sort of remedy to this. When we got a guy that was this shitty, because the founding fathers thought about that. We're going to get a bad guy.
Yeah.
I just thought there was like, where's the Illuminati? Where's the deep state? Where the fuck? Come on. Yeah, they suck. The Illuminati they're out of their minds.
That's what I mean. They say crazy things like that, like the deep state, Biden's deep state, and trying to kill Trump and this. And I'm like, he would have been dead long ago.
Where are they?
If they're in the deep state,
none of this would have happened. I mean, it's ridiculous. Where have we ever seen evidence of the deep state? Except Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, there's like three: JFK, Marilyn Monroe, but I think they died off.
Well, I meant them together. Wasn't there like a tunnel?
Yeah, that's still there.
There's a tunnel under the White House, supposedly. So across the street, supposedly meet someone in the park. I'll meet you in the park.
This is 3 guys in the CIA. That wasn't really deep state.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you look at, it's not even just like we have a crazy guy who's now being checked by people that are actually professionals. Elmo went in and just cleared out all these government agencies. So here's the fucked up part about it. Here's the really fucked up part when you think it through. When you just think it through, because I saw them interview some MAGAs and they were like, "Oh man, we got to cut back on the government." Well, the government hasn't grown that much in about 10, 12 years, 15 years. Hasn't grown that much employee wise. On top of that, every single one of those organizations, every single one of those government departments has someone whose their job is to make sure that we don't abuse the system. Yeah. There's to make sure that no one steals, you don't take shit. He wants to check everything. First thing he fired was 15 inspectors general, which their entire job. And the inspectors generals over the years saved us hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars in bullshit. If you remember, that's how we found out about the $500 hammers and shit. Do you remember years ago?
For the Pentagon.
Yeah, they were actually did a whole thing for the Pentagon. They were actually going through the DODs and they were finding like somebody was charging them $500 per hammer.
These are really nice hammers.
Was that under a push?
No,
engraved.
They were
like Trump
a long
hammers.
time ago, but I think that's when the IGs got very serious. We've got people in the Pentagon that run it, and so I'm driving over and I'm thinking, what's the game? Because by imposing tariffs on everybody, what ends up happening is that prices went up 25%. I'm so glad I bought my new truck. Because guess what?
Before that,
Because if I bought my truck 9 days ago, they added $20,000 to the price yesterday. $20,000 to the price.
Yeah, but wasn't there some sort of today? I feel like everything that they order, then they're like, "Oopsie, let's readjust that." So as of today, they've delayed auto tariffs on Mexico and Canada for 1 month. So we're doing auto tariffs. We're going to hold for 30 days. We're going to do Canadian and Mexico tariffs, remember? No, we're going to wait. What, is he
giving out a promo code to come country? All right, if you buy right now, you get if you buy in the next 30 days, you don't get tariffs.
The nuclear weapons people.
Gotta hire them back.
USDA employees that were fired en masse.
Bird flu.
Have now been reinstated, the Workers' Board says, as of today.
Oh my God. So
he's just a batshit crazy fuck up who's just
the worst corporate takeover, like the most fucked up idiots, and it's the biggest corporation if you want to look at it as a company, which it's not.
The problem, that's where the problem is coming in because it's not a corporation.
Not supposed to make money.
That's how he's trying to run it, like he runs all of his corporations, where he will eventually bankrupt it.
Yeah.
Well, we're a nonprofit. America's a nonprofit, and he's actually banned from running a nonprofit. He's literally banned in New York City from running a nonprofit or a charity,
except for the CFPB. That's for profit that we actually made.
The CFPB actually, so basically, he kills it. The one thing that protected us from credit card companies raping us, he basically killed it. Here's how crazy the man is. Yesterday on stage, the American president from the podium in front of Congress called Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas. Called her it from the most low rent white trash.
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
It's a 5-year-old, but it's a trashy, uneducated 5-year-old.
Yes.
There's no dignity, no decorum. It's just embarrassing.
So a friend of mine said, I was talking on my phone yesterday, and he said kindness. He goes, "There's no kindness." And I go, he said a bunch of stuff, but first he's no kindness, no empathy, there's no support. And I go, stop. You could have just stopped at kindness.
Yeah.
You could have just fucking stopped there.
It has devolved. So it's like, it's a cross between a Nazi rally and like Planet of the Apes. Like not the good Caesar planet.
Not
it's
the,
like,
not
just
the
like this is our
not
fucking...
when the apes got insight. Yeah, no. Well, the apes came back and then they're going after because humans mess with them. But here's what I don't get. I don't get what's the end game. So the end game for me seems to be all right. So let's say he took tariffs. Tariffs we have a history of. Warren Buffett came out yesterday and said tariffs are an act of war. That's what he said. Flat. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men on the planet Earth, said tariffs are an act of war. Okay, so if Warren Buffett, who knows how to make money and knows what works and what doesn't, when he says it's an act of war, I got chills. I was like, oh no, he's at Dairy Queen eating ice cream, going, no, it's an act of war. So that's what he does. So we get an act of war, and I kept thinking, why though? Why would you want to come in if you wanted a legacy? Because Trump wants legacy. Why would you? And I thought, oh shit, I got it. So during the Depression in '29, when everything crashed. the people that still had money, the Carnegies and Mellons and Rockefellers, went in and bought everything. Mm-hmm. They went and bought everything for pennies on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar. Then that they were fine. They were fine through the Depression. They were fine. They were great. And so, but now they own fucking everything. Mm-hmm. So it's what's been happening as income disparity has been going like this in the country. If you look at all the rentals now, like corporations, BlackRock owns 30,000 rentals. Yeah. And
BlackRock owns a lot of things like Costco.
Right. So
partly.
So what I thought was, farmland, farms go bankrupt. You impose tariffs. All the agricultural contracts get canceled. We don't buy farms go bankrupt. These guys step in, they buy all the farms.
Yeah, they just want to reset the world for their benefit.
You do understand, though, that would mean that means we become slaves. No one owns anything. It's all owned by the corporations. Mm-hmm. And they become so massive, i.e. Elon Musk with money, that what ends up happening is you can't stop them. You just can't stop them. So then you've got that. Then you've got, why is he starting shit with Canada? Why is he starting shit with Mexico? Why is he starting shit with Greenland? And why is he starting shit with Panama? And I was trying to figure out, what is that? And then tell you what, here's why I know it's coming. Trump never lets it go. He never holds it back. He always lets go what he's going to do. When he was screaming at Zelensky last week, he said, "You're going to start World War III. You're going to start World War III." Do you know what that means? Trump's already thought about World War III. I would never, can you imagine we had a fucking American president in the Oval Office on television, not behind the doors in a secret meeting, say on television, "You're going to start World War III." I think that should chill the fuck out of everybody. That should scare the shit out of you.
Well, he's acting like Putin, and he's like imperialist, looking at the neighbors. Where can we expand to next? Because let's take over.
Yes, that's what he's doing.
Let's take the neighbors first. So
closest, Mexico, Canada.
Yeah. What does he do?
He wanted to take over Hawaii until they told him we already had it. He's like, he goes, "We're taking over Hawaii, Dave."
Then we're taking Alaska.
Alaska.
I'm not
No,
Mr. President.
Mr. President, we have Alaska.
We're taking California.
Part of Russia. I can see it from my hot tub.
Because what does he do? This is what he does when he wants to take something or change it or whatever. He starts attacking it. He starts whatever he can do to insult it. Starts bringing, like with Social Security, with other things. He starts fucking making up lies because he wants to take it.
Well, that's all it was. If you look at everything he says, and the people, there was no $8 million spent on transgender mice studies. That didn't happen.
He also repeated the lie that has
I hear they're doing musicals now.
That has since been debunked by Fox News and Joe Rogan and who else? Like everybody. About the fucking Social Security, people age 100 to 150, whatever. Right, he said that lie again.
So National Institute of Health, you can go read about the study where they developed what they call a mouse model. So he's heard something.
See, it's a mouse model. It came out, it was a guy. Now it's modeling. It's a woman now modeling. Right?
We used to have mouse pageants. I would go in and they would let me look at them.
The study question was, can mice serve as a translational model to examine the reproductive consequences of pubertal suppression with GnRH agonists followed by testosterone administration?
So they weren't making...
Which is a typical therapy given to peripubertal transmasculine youth.
So they weren't making boy mice into girl mice.
And how much were they spending? Because that's usually where the lie tends to be, is the number.
So it's
like
usually
50,000 billion.
No, let's just see. Could you bring that up? What did it cost to send Trump to the Daytona 500 in the Super Bowl?
I was still reading about that. National Library of Medicine.
Yep.
In 23 proposed experimental design guidelines and areas of study for preclinical rodent models of gender-affirming hormone therapy in neuroscience.
Yeah.
So they're trying to find,
where are the safety issues? Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking at the influences of gonadal or gonadal, but gonad.
As opposed to prenatal.
Steroid
lady, I'm a man now, lady.
Okay. How would Ethel Merman say that?
Gonadal!
Including metabolism and growth, cancer, and physiology. So they're
So
looking.
they're trying to figure out if giving all these kids all these hormones is going to increase their risk of cancer and if it's going to hurt them. That seems to be something you'd want, especially if you're conservative. Wouldn't you want to know that?
They should be pumping more money. You would think they'd be like,
you'd think they'd be like,
we told you
it was bad.
Air Force One alone costs nearly $3,000 per minute to fly.
Per minute.
So when he went to the Super Bowl,
Uh-huh.
I haven't done Daytona yet. Snopes, actually, people hit up Snopes because they wanted to know, because they're thinking that same thing that we're thinking. So you would have to include Air Force One.
Right. Security.
You would have to include
Vehicles.
all the security,
Right.
the press pool.
Right. Snipers. On the roof.
So
Diet Cokes. Diapers.
makeup.
Hairspray. Hairspray. Yep. Hairspray.
Taxpayers paid around almost $1 billion. $1 million for 313 minutes of flight time to get there and back. So $927,740.
So it's $1 million to get his ass there. Does he get miles for that? I wonder if he gets miles for that.
Include fuel, flight consumables, which would be a lot.
And
Okay,
the Super Bowl, so times two.
So times two, so that's $2 million.
Okay, Secret Service costs per day for as many as he would need. Looks to be about $30,000
Per person or per total?
You want to pull out
They
your
assume
calculator?
80 were present. That's how
Jesus.
much that's how many you would usually have. But then again, we're assuming an average salary for the 80 agents present. Oh yeah, so then you would multiply that by 80. Yeah, this
So
is a lot.
we could just
of
trump it
money.
and be like, $3
Holy
billion.
Then they
Holy
had
shit.
snipers.
Yep.
Times 80, 30,000 times 80, that's $2.4 million.
So right there.
Wait. And sorry, yeah, 16, 24. So 24 million, 2.4.
You're looking at a lot of money.
So you could double
So
your.
wait a
and
minute.
they're saying they're doing a conservative estimate.
Go ahead and double
I'm
that.
sure
mice.
I'm sure someone has a total. Someone can say that.
Oh, yeah,
to
our
make me
government
to
does.
make me do math is really evil. Like, don't make me do math. I don't know the difference between monkeys and mice. Come on, people. Can
We
you
should
help
do
me,
some Titus
please?
tests.
Help me. Someone's gonna have a total. What it costs? Just right. What did it cost? What was
That's
the total
what I put.
cost to go Daytona? So did
His first term, his golf expenses alone totaled $152 million
Jesus Christ.
because he golfed for 293 days
Yep.
at his own resorts.
Yeah. So he didn't. So it didn't just cost.
He made money.
he made
when
money
he
on it.
played golf.
So when you listen, so when you got a mouse in high heels, you shouldn't be that mad if the guy who's bitching about that, about the what $8 million to figure out if kids get cancer if you give them gender affirming therapy, which is probably a good idea to figure that out, right?
Speaking of good ideas, this episode is brought to you by AG1.
What just happened?
This is your spring cleaning, because aren't we close to spring?
Oh, it cleaned me out this morning. I will say that my
no.
spring cleaning
No,
happened.
I didn't mean that.
I got it this morning, and I
You have allergies out of your ass?
First thing I do now is I do my AG1.
What is it?
It's 75 plus vitamins, nutrients, minerals, and adaptogens.
Did he just say nutrients?
Neutrials
Yeah,
and
nutrients.
nostrils.
I try to add all my words into
sounds
one.
fancy.
Yeah.
I thought it sounded good.
By Mitrials.
Gonadal.
That's everything. By Nutrials. There you go.
Vitamins,
That's it.
minerals, whole food source, superfoods.
So again, first thing I get up in the morning, what I used to do is I would get up, get coffee. I'd feel a little jangly, and then I would do it, and it felt weird. So what I started doing now is I get up first. I do my scoop of AG1. I drink that first, and I'm leaning on the counter in the kitchen, and I'm just drinking it. And I had this thought today where I was like, this isn't bad. Like consciously, something that color, you're like, this is gonna taste. This is gonna taste like lawn. And it doesn't taste like lawn. It just tastes good. So
I look forward to it. It's
I
like,
do too.
I feel like when I'm having not a great diet day,
Yeah.
like I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
okay, at
same.
least I've got my AG1
I do the
later.
same thing. I think this totally cancels out that In-N-Out cheeseburger.
And all the ice cream.
Pizza no longer exists in my colon.
That's so funny, because I do the same. I always think, oh, I got to go have my AG1 since I ate that crap today. That way, you're getting everything that your body needs to be balanced. And I feel like those are things that we could not possibly consume in one day if left to our own devices.
I count it as my first victory. That's
like
why,
it's
that's
even
why I
go
did it first.
wheatgrass. Go read the ingredients.
Yeah,
You'll be
cool.
like, what? Probiotics, prebiotics, all of that stuff. Also gives me a sustained energy. So I use it for working out. It's not jumpy, jittery. There's no caffeine like stuff. But
that's what I like about it. It takes when I have a cup of coffee after it, it takes out whatever any kind of I might have.
Yeah, I take it sometimes late at night, and it doesn't.
No,
it's not going to have the same effect as like caffeine.
No, but you
can
will
just
wake up
sparkly
Yes.
and beautiful.
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
to the bathroom.
Oh.
When it comes to my health, I want something I can trust. I love that they back it with science. They just redevelop the formulation because they're always studying it and improving on it. That's why I choose AG1. It helps so much with gut. So much. If you have gut issues, you need to have this.
Invented by a guy who actually invented it for gut issues. He didn't do it. He wasn't a giant corporation that sat there and go, let's make another supplement.
Yeah.
They were like, this guy was like, I hate me. I'm going to kill myself. Let me actually make this.
I believe in it so much. A friend of mine just got a really tough diagnosis, and this is what I just texted her this morning.
Yep.
Like, hey, make sure you get,
do you get it?
With science-backed ingredients and real benefits, you can feel AG1 makes it easy to support your overall wellness every day. That's why we've been using them forever. I think 2 years. AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift. When you sign up, you'll get the welcome kit. You'll get the bottle of D3K2 and 5 free travel packs in your first box. It's got some cool stuff in it. Make sure to go to drinkag1.com/Titus to get that offer. That's drinkag1.com/Titus to start your new year healthier.
So, the problem with all this government stuff that they're whining about, DOGE is going in, DOGE and the booger pickers are going in and saying, this is bad, that. So they kept saying we've saved, he said like $350 billion in cuts. Well, I looked up the numbers and I looked up people that have sat down and gone over everything. They keep changing the website. It's under 2 billion or around 2 billion.
Yeah, but how much does it cost?
It doesn't. It didn't because they all they did was cancel contracts. So the money was never spent.
Yeah, but it's a newly created department. So how much are we paying them
the department itself.
We're not. Yeah. He's paying for it. They
Who?
can't. Okay. Here's I heard this on the way over today. They were talking on the news. All right. DOGE is not an actual, it's called a special, like Musk is a special employee of the government.
Yes.
So DOGE is not a department of the government because it wasn't approved by Congress.
Right.
So because of that, and nobody's paying for it, he's not even getting I don't think he's even getting a salary. Because of that, they can't do anything. Now, to me, that says, well, if it's illegal and he can't do it, every single one of those fuckers should get arrested.
Because the actions that he's taking, he's doing it.
Yeah, it's actually against the law. There's a bunch of laws that a non-Congress approved entity can't just go in and fire government employees.
But he is.
But this is now let's talk about the Democrats being.
Let's just say on its website, DOGE is currently saying that it has saved U.S. taxpayers $105 billion as of March 2nd.
Right.
But it's not verified.
Nope.
And their calculations are filled with errors if you just go and
counting
add.
3 times. Yep.
Yeah. And then we talked about this last week. They say $8 billion for one contract, which is clearly $8 million when you look it up.
They
so
pulled
that's
that
a pretty big. They keep pulling stuff off and correcting
It's a
it.
lie.
So Musk said he's looking for $1 trillion in savings.
They can't.
You know, when a company gets taken over, you really have people that go in there with a scalpel. They really know what they're doing. They've got a plan, right? Then there's some confidence that comes behind it. Right? Okay, you're going to go in there and surgically kind of
Trump
look efficiency.
There's no confidence.
This is not really instilling confidence in the fact that they're fucking up left and right, and yet they're going to continue to cut more things. Why aren't they kicked out already? Since they fucked up so many fucking times.
Because this has never happened. There is no blueprint for what is fucking happening. So the Democrats, I think there's a lot of fear. Mueller had it when it came to going after Trump. Jack Smith had it. I definitely Merrick Garland had it because what happens is Democrats have this thing where we got to stick to the norms. We've got to honor the norms. We've got to follow the rules. The problem is we've never had anybody, even Nixon. Nixon did some shady shit, and Spiro Agnew like was taking bribes, but it wasn't at this scale. Yeah. This man is dismantling the country. He's dismantling it. He's going to start a war, which I don't understand. It's just going to fuck everything up. The tariffs are going to. Again, I think it comes down to all the rich people are going to buy everything. Mm-hmm. That's what I think this part of this is. And that he already brought up World War III means that World War III is coming, which fucking scares the shit out of me. I think that we are at a place right now where the Democrats have got to nut up. Someone has to get fucking arrested and take it to court. They need to show up. They need to arrest Elon Musk and the booger eaters and just go and then just take them into court and go and then appeal and see what happens. But this has to go to the courts right now. And it's not. And do me a favor, because they were saying that DOGE can't just fire anybody; it's illegal. I know there's a bunch of court cases, but by the time they extend the court cases, like Merrick Garland and Eckstein, they do it for 2 years. It's over. We're not getting those people back. This is what people don't quite understand. These fuckers that were in government that he fired were experts at what they did. Now, let's say they were bureaucratic, but they knew what they were doing. They handled the situation as work. Shit wasn't on fire. Shit's on fire now. They actually closed one of the national parks for the summer. It's the 5th largest national park, Rocky Mountain, whatever preserve. They just closed it for the summer because there's not enough people to keep it open.
Yes.
So 200 and they get 260 26 million.
Rocky Mountain National Park.
Yeah, and so they closed it. And that's what they want. They want to tear it up. They've also he wrote a thing today that said you're going to be able to go into our national parks and for timber. You're going to be able to go cut down our national parks. That happened today.
The whole country's for sale.
What else happened? You're also going to be going to national parks and drill oil in our national parks. You're going to be
they just rewound a 1972 Clean Water Act that turns some the sewage.
You couldn't dump sewage system in the ocean. Now you can. Now you can. By the way, sewage in the now Biden actually paid to get lead pipes out of Flint, Michigan, so kids could have drinking water. And now Trump says now you can put shit in the water.
Super toxic. Put lead pipes in.
Everything's lead. He's everything. There you go. McDonald's can have lead in their burgers now. Everything. Then we've got Dickhead. We got Leatherface, who basically said today his recommendations for people with measles is to give them cod liver oil. And no, to prevent it. But so I'm listening to the news again, and that woman goes, well, here, the expert doctor goes, the problem with these idiots is there's always a tiny grain of truth, i.e., the mouse thing. And the mouse thing was to make sure that kids, so maybe we could stop, transgender care for kids because it gives them cancer, because that hormone therapy gives them cancer. Wait till they get older. Okay.
For real. Yeah.
Right. I'd want to, if I had a kid that was doing it, I'd be like, hold on. They just did a study that you're going to, it increases your odds for cancer 80%. Right. I get that you feel, and you can do everything else, but I'm not going to do this to fuck your life up. I want you around. So I get that. That study makes sense to me. The way they couch it as they basically were going to turn all these mouse to doing Broadway musicals is what it kind of felt like. So, are they going to be, these mouse are going to be using your, going out, I'm going to go watch women pee. But that he came in NHS and said that the cod liver oil thing. So this doctor goes, well, so in very, very poor countries where they don't have vaccinations and they had measles, the cod liver was high in vitamin A and vitamin D. They said you give them once they have the measles, to get over it, you actually give them vitamin A and vitamin D. It doesn't prevent measles. It's not a vaccine for measles. So, and then you got Kash Patel, who says Musk is saying, "Oh, these government employees need to work in the office." And then Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, says, "I'm going to work from home." In
Vegas.
And I just.
And you don't have to wear suits anymore for the FBI, which is depressing. Because
you don't have to wear suits anymore?
Brand. No, you don't. What does Men in Black mean anymore?
You got to wear suits in the Oval Office for sure.
This morning, though, the Supreme Court rejected Trump's attempt to avoid paying that $2 billion in foreign aid. So that's a pretty big blow to DOGE.
USAID got
that case that went to the Supreme Court.
Wow, finally.
Today, Coney Barrett and Roberts cited in the majority.
We called it
5-4.
We were driving and we called it and we went down why. Roberts has a legacy he wants to protect. Coney Barrett is actually, she believes herself to be a hardcore Christian on the side of right and helping people.
Well, maybe that's why. So they said
I'm calling
no.
it. That's what I'm saying. I have a podcast and I'm calling it. We know I'm right, as I was with the whole mice thing.
This would be a pretty significant thing we talked about, because this was them signaling whether or not there was going to be any backstop at all. This was the last one, because obviously Congress is not going to do it. So they have just established the power of the judicial branch.
So now we take that $2 billion off of DOGE.
Okay.
Well,
can we talk about what USAID does? Did we talk about this before?
Yeah.
So they give food to people that need food, which makes us have goodwill for these countries. So when some shit goes down, we have these countries to let us land our planes there to bomb other people who are trying to kill those people. Okay.
And we pay our farmers.
And they're from, yes. And with the farmers. And our farmers were, that $10 billion. Our farmers were growing food. And so our government was paying the farmers $10 billion to grow food to these countries so their people didn't starve and die. Now, if we don't do that, China's going to do it. Russia's going to do it. Iran's going to do it. And then guess who gets to land their bases in that country?
Now they're friends with China.
Yeah, now they're friends with China and not us. And also, we send our workers there to feed those people. And also, one of the workers, may have some CIA background. May have a little bit like Sam. I don't know. Yeah, I help people. And I'm a terrorist watch guy. I go look for terrorists. Yeah, exactly. So that it is cheap. That $2 million is cheap when it comes to A, what it gave our farmers, B, what it gave us in national security, and C, what it gives us in worldwide security.
It is the best. It is one of the best multi-pronged government
it's a super
programs.
Win-win. It's
because you get intel, you get to help society, and you get to pay our farmers.
Yeah.
Come on.
There's no losing in it.
Really, I think it was who came up with this? Is this part of Bush Senior?
Yeah,
I mean, he was a CIA guy. He was I got an idea.
Yeah, Bush Senior. Yeah, CIA guy.
Pay them.
Let's feed people and infiltrate them. What?
Exactly.
All right, I still see the win-win.
That's how you win them over.
You know what doesn't help our country? Our president going golfing 300 fucking days. You know what else doesn't help our country? A president puts everybody in danger when he goes to the Daytona 500 or the Super Bowl, because now we get terrorists, and put him in even more danger because the FBI is cutting people, the CIA is cutting people. How the fuck are we going to see when the terrorists are going to go after our president or go bomb the Super Bowl or bomb the Daytona 500? If you can't keep cutting back law enforcement, it's FBI specifically, who their job is to make sure they stop any attack on American soil. Fuck, this guy's an idiot. Hi, I'm Christopher Titus.
Can we talk
about
this
top podcast brought to you by?
This is not a good segue time.
He did go up and shake Robert's hand at the end of the address and said, "Thank you again. Thank you again. I won't forget it."
Yeah.
For the ruling last year.
For the immunity ruling.
Yeah. He said it mic'd at the end of the address last night. It's so mobby. It's pathetic. This episode brought to you by HelloFresh. I just needed a sentence in between.
HelloFresh is so good every time.
HelloFresh is stupid.
Yep.
It is so good. And I'm telling you guys, try it to prove us wrong. You will be surprised every time at your own prowess in the kitchen.
Yep.
You will be surprised at how good it tastes, how good it looks. People are impressed when you cook it, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I just came up with
just
this."
whip that up together.
So it comes pre-portioned each bag. We do 4 people 3 times a week, so that we have leftovers. Ken does the same thing, and he eats it all on the first night. But you actually I like taking it because I will put our dinners on the plates and then get 2 Tupperware things, and it's a fully arranged, well-balanced meal with the sides and everything. It's ridiculous. And then you have that for lunch the next day.
And what I've noticed is that it's easy to put together. It's always good. We haven't had one where I went,
Ever.
Nope.
You can go every week and pick them what you want, or you can let them choose. either way, it's awesome, but you will get favorites that you want. Put a burger in it every time. I promise you. They're so good. They usually have about 50 wholesome, hassle-free meals you can choose from every week. Also, they have ready-made meals. This is a new thing. So fridge to fork in under 3 minutes. High quality ingredients.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. That's one thing we have not tried that we should try.
Awesome.
Because we both have trouble deciding what we want to eat.
And we're lazy.
Yes, that too. And so that would be amazing. Or if you're cooking them, they have like 15-minute meals with 3 steps. You can pick. You can actually go and pick. Now they have a whole pantry selection where you can get egg rolls, spring rolls, dumplings,
the dumplings,
pretzel knots. Those were good.
Yeah, Wyatt loved those.
Garlic bread. I mean, egg bites. You love
the egg
those.
bites.
It's all good. We don't have to list everything, but it's all good.
I'm actually trying to think of what we've had.
Stuff.
Those are all things that we've had
what did
so
we just
far.
have? The chicken nuggets. What did we just have the other night? We had chicken nuggets.
I made the spring rolls.
Spring rolls.
Those were awesome. So you can get up to 10 free meals and 1 free high protein item for life at HelloFresh.com/HelloFreshPodcast. So notice that one because it's a different promo code. 1 item per box with an active subscription. Free meals are going to be applied as a discount on your first box for new subscribers only, and it'll vary by your plan. So that's up to 10 free HelloFresh meals. Just go to HelloFresh.com/HelloFreshPodcast.
Can I just point out that this guy? So guys, just so you know,
abused.
this
Fix
guy,
his hair.
this guy, he
was
looks
in the
homeless.
rain. He
He's
does
fit.
look homeless.
It's raining today. He is 15 years old today.
I know, but he doesn't usually look like it.
Yeah, well,
He's usually coming off the BART bus with a flowing blonde
And slow-mo.
and a tie.
Today,
Happy
he
birthday.
just stood out in the rain. He looks crazy, and he's due for a BART bus. Hi, bud.
So our boy Chappie is 15 years old. This is my first
Forever dog.
Forever dog. I never had a forever dog. My dad gave him
Oh,
away.
from birth?
My dad gave him away.
And
my dad
he called me fat today, Dad.
I did call you fat today. You're getting By the way, it's good though because you're 15. The doctor says as long as he keeps putting weight, we're good.
So Trump has rejected an attempt by Canadian Prime Minister, who's unfortunately leaving, Trudeau.
But great
He's
speech.
Rejected his attempt to stop the 25% tariffs.
Say it again.
Trump has said no. He said Trudeau's efforts are not good enough.
Well, also, Trump's going to hold on to that because if there's pictures. Go look at Melania looking at Trudeau, man.
That's why he's got
there
tariffs
was a
on
summit. There was a summit is all I'm going to say. There was a summit, and then there might have been a summit is all I'm saying.
Claudia Sheinbaum said Mexico's government is going to reach out to Canada and other countries to counteract the U.S. tariff. So that's good. Let's just have a bunch of other countries that were our allies join together to fight us. That's
one asshole.
What could go wrong?
One asshole. One dipshit. One cowardly, no character, loser, bankrupt dipshit has now made the world. You guys, I want to know. Just a couple months ago, we were fine. Inflation was coming down. They said that they had projected. So Biden in December, there was 304,000 jobs added. They thought it was going to be 170. It was only like 130 now because of Trump. Trump is effing up the economy. He's effing up companies. He's making us. He literally took our neighbors and made us assholes. I talked about it in the Armageddon update.
And Europe, all the NATO countries were isolated from.
Macron did. Can you bring up Macron's speech today? Macron got it today, and he says we don't think we can trust America anymore.
Yeah.
That is not something that's been said since 1930.
Well, so what I was going to say was that she said that they're actually going to be seeking other trade partners. John Ratcliffe, today, CIA director, announced that U.S. is pausing U.S. intelligence sharing with Ukraine. So that should go swimmingly for them.
Well, not just them, but us. So once Putin goes into Ukraine, so guys, I don't know if you know what this is all going to do, but so he basically, they had planes and stuff going to Ukraine, weapons on the way in midair, turned it around, brought it back. Trump brought it back. Oh, they only have 4 months of possible fighting equipment in Ukraine. That being said, today, we've been helping them with intelligence. We have great satellites. We have great information. We have high, a relative of ours worked in a skiff. They never told us anything, but we know that we have high tech shit. We have just stopped that. So what's going to happen now is Ukraine's not going to get the information that Russia's coming because Ukraine's been beating the shit out of Russia. It's been 4 years. Remember, it was supposed to take 4 days. It's been 4 years. So now we have just motherfucked Ukraine so bad that there's going to be thousands and thousands and thousands more people die. And Trump keeps saying, I just don't want people to die anymore. You don't want Russians to die. You don't want Putin's people to die, but you're fine with Ukrainians dying. People, this is the worst human being that we've ever had in the Oval Office. He can't even fake it. He can't even fake being a decent human being. So now, I don't know what to do, man. I don't know. We protest.
Panama's president, Jose Raul Mulino, rejected Trump's assertion from his little speech last night, where he said that Washington has started reclaiming the Panama Canal. He said that the U.S. president is lying. That was his speech.
We know.
We got it. Okay, to all you countries out there, we are so sorry. Canada, we are embarrassed. We've never been this embarrassed. I didn't vote for him. None of us voted for him. We worked our ass off for the last 4 years to make sure nobody voted for him, and it did not work. Remember this, though. It was rigged. How was it rigged? 4.5 million people were taken off the voter rolls in swing states. 4.5 million people were disallowed. You know why? Because their signature didn't match. It's weird that 90% of those people whose signatures didn't match happen to be brown and black people in Democratic districts. Yep. Isn't that funny? God, the coincidences just keep piling up. On top of that, Mr. President said about Elon Musk that he knows how to work those voting machines. He knows those voting machines so well. In Pennsylvania, we're doing so well in Pennsylvania. That's actually a quote. So I want to be clear that to all you countries out there, France, Poland, that we are so sorry. We don't know. I can't fathom it. The problem is that once Putin takes Ukraine, he will go after Germany. He will go after Poland. He will go. This is not going to stop. He's already done it in Moldova. He's going to go into Belarus. He's already doing it. Sorry.
That's very loud for them.
I'm angry. Is that what it comes across?
Well, I just have to EQ it, and it takes extra time.
Sorry.
UK.
I'm not in production. I'm a performer.
Is taking the lead role, and they're stepping up there to fill in the gap in terms of like providing Ukraine with help. People
applying to move to the UK is at an all-time high.
Record.
People I was telling him there's not enough land there. It's waterlogged. We need a bigger place to go.
We all moved out back in the day.
Elon went on Joe Rogan last week and called Social Security the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time. So be prepared for your grandparents and your parents to lose their livelihood.
How is it a Ponzi scheme when we pay it? It comes out of our taxes. We pay it and then we get paid back when we
It's actually
get old.
Opposite, but
Isn't that the opposite of a Ponzi scheme? Right?
It's exactly opposite.
Holy shit.
Highly functioning, universal, and exceptionally efficient part of the American social safety net.
It's like a 3% or 2%
overwhelming
cost.
Majority of Americans oppose any cuts to that, of course.
How can we have these great programs? How do we get to a point? We've got these great programs that are helping people for somebody to just come in at the fucking last minute and just tear it all down. And this is the most.
No one's arrested him. That's what I don't understand. How come no one has gone in? Do you even know if one of us went in and just started firing people? And this is basically what happened.
The thing about Social Security as well is that when people try and lie to you, that it is the amount of managing the program. Social Security actually costs less than 1% of the revenue that funds that program. So it's a pretty efficient.
That's crazy efficient.
It's very efficient.
So
but notice how he's starting to signal
that.
You know how all elected officials do. They go on podcasts when they're not elected.
I'll say this. I've said it again. I want people to get this in their brains, and I want you to tell everybody. The billionaires have decided that people with nothing have too much. I'm going to say it every week. The billionaires have decided that people with nothing have too much. Wrap your fucking mind around that.
They're preparing to make massive cuts to the VA.
Great. Oh, great. The guys who put their lives on the line. That's awesome.
Which is going to eliminate thousands of jobs that are actually held by veterans and make it more difficult for veterans to get care and benefits.
Veterans
so those
overall-
are my dad's two sources of income.
And veterans overwhelmingly voted for Trump.
That's unbelievable. You know what else is unbelievable? OneSkin. This episode brought to you by OneSkin.
It's such a, we're talking about the end of the world.
It's
and
hard.
then we
I know.
drop right into, and now lotion.
Have you seen Fury Road or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
They have really good skin and good hair.
Mm.
You talked about it in one of your specials.
That's right. In Armageddon, we are all going to look good. We're all going to get cool haircuts.
This was interesting. I thought something I learned today from OneSkin that the skin around your eyes can actually be 20 to 30 years biologically older than the skin on the rest of your face, because these women scientists actually are going in and studying things to find this great product. And that explains a lot, actually, to me about me.
And why I look very sad.
It's also
all the
up
time.
to 5 times thinner, which that I definitely know.
Yeah.
And I know my mom always said, pat, pat, pat.
Yeah, I have
With
gotten
this
lectured.
Finger.
This woman has lectured me. I'm like,
Don't
she just
pull,
goes, no.
don't grab.
Take it easy. Those are 300 years old.
Yeah,
Those
exactly.
eyelids.
Those are George
Those are
Washington's
Yoda's
eyelids. Do
eyelids.
not hurt those.
This is so they have OneSkin. They have I love their OS1 eye and their OS1 face and their OS1 body. OS1 is the peptide that they, through years of research, discovered actually reversed the age of your skin.
It's good stuff. What it did to my
Kills
forehead
off
would
dead
just
cells.
velvet it. It just turned it. It turned it from like kind of. Remember, it was that ruffling, and you got me the one, and it just turned it into smooth.
I'm an older man. Can you use the OS1 body on?
No.
No,
Multiple, okay.
you cannot. It will not fix
Ah,
that. I
no.
tried. It
No.
will not work. It.
It
You should
is
see the
so
pictures. Did you
OS1
see the-
actually is the
Before and
first
after, same
ingredient
picture.
ever clinically proven to reverse skin's biological age because it turns off those dead cells that build up, senescent cells. But they have OS1I, and I was going to tell you because I think this is very interesting. They just did a clinical study on OS1I specifically that just got published in the International Journal of Cosmetic Science, and the data shows significant improvement in firmness, elasticity, hydration, and overall appearance.
And by the way, extra sexy.
That's
A
actually what
lot of
it
extra
says.
sexy in it.
And it was done by Dr. Sexy.
Yep.
That's the name of this doctor. And it's found by a team of all women scientists, which you guys know I love.
Yep. Because you say it every time, 3 or 4 times during every ad.
I love it. I think it's amazing. Especially it might trigger someone who's mildly misogynistic.
I was going to say, I'm not the one. I think women can do anything. I don't have to keep saying.
Except talk.
You know, it makes sense that women would be on the leading edge of this because men, our face would just be a fucking. It's like RFK's face.
She had to.
She- when we're 20.
WD-40.
RFK. Geez, what happened?
My
Oh,
God.
that's who needs OS1
Yeah.
face.
He needs to just dunk his face in it.
If someone's
Something's
face was a
wrong.
gravel truck.
Yes,
Yeah, we want to
exactly.
take health information from that guy's face.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I
Where's
mean.
By the way-
Andy's got twitches. Andy he doesn't have a voice. I don't feel like the choices he's made are the choices we should be implementing on
The 12-year
country.
heroin addiction too.
That might have been a problem.
Now he calls it, because he got the job, research. Now he calls it research.
he's like testing
Because
things on
that was-
So I'll say it again. Founded and led by an all-women team of skin longevity scientists, OneSkin is redefining the aging process with that proprietary OS1 peptide. It's that first ingredient ever proven to help your skin look, feel, and behave like its younger self. You can get 15% off if you go to their website. You use promo code Titus, and the website is oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with promo code Titus. At the end, tell them that you heard about it from Titus Podcast. That way they know that we sent you. I highly recommend these products.
Guys, we don't advertise. And Ray and I have had arguments about it because she's much more mercenary. But if we don't use it, if we don't like it, we don't advertise it.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
Plus, if it's an all-women team, you got my attention.
Yeah. He wants pictures of the women team. Can I get some lab photos?
Oh my God.
Smooth
And by
skin
the way,
and all-women
just
team.
wear the coat. Can?
I like the body too. Helps. With
That's what Ken likes too, the
Oh,
body.
Lordy.
it's one
He's
body
going to be the
everywhere.
creeper that shows up and
Hello,
asks if he
doctor.
can put it on his balls. Like, that's his
Already did.
contribution to this ad. Can I put it on my balls?
You know, ball skin is 13% thinner.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why they're so sensitive.
Exactly.
I'm gonna
Have
lead
you
with
guys heard about Andrew Tate? This whole situation going on.
All I know
with
is
Andrew
that all I
Tate?
know is that the guy whose best friend was a pedophile and a sex trafficker, who's now president.
Let's talk about who Andrew Tate is.
Brought back Andrew Tate and his brother, who had been arrested in Romania and had everything sin because they were sex traffickers,
Human
and
trafficking and money laundering.
Yes.
He calls himself a misogynist and a pro-Trump influencer.
Did he just buy the gold card? Is that what he just did? All good?
We should talk about that.
Oh yeah, let's just go through all the fuck up. That's because it's
He
crazy.
had a pornographic webcam business. This was him saying, I had
Trump or
75
Tate?
women working for
Oh, okay.
me in 4 locations, and I was doing $600,000 a month from the webcam. Andrew Tate has also said, because the party of Christianity, that if a woman ever cheated on him, this is a quote, I would bang out the machete, boom in her face, grip her by the neck, shut up, bitch. He says women bring sexual assault upon themselves.
That's in the Bible. Us as Christians, right? That's in the Bible.
And he says he is absolutely a misogynist. On February 27th, that was just a few days ago, the Tate brothers got on a private jet and flew from Romania back to America. He was unable to do so prior to that because he's awaiting trial in Romania.
So it took Trump to get on the phone.
Their release has come courtesy of Donald Trump, whose allies and administration officials advocated publicly and privately for him.
I wonder what the idea is. My assumption is that Epstein is dead, so he doesn't have the farmer, as it were, to get him girls. So he called.
Right,
Let's get
right.
the Tate brothers back.
Yeah.
So we got some American
agent.
political scientists who have recently been doing a study, and they have found that there's been a huge shift in the Republicans' overall view of women's roles.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Or where women belong. Roughly half of all Republican men now say that women should return to their traditional roles in society, at home, raising children, and in the kitchen. That's a 20-point jump from the same people in 2022.
Wow.
You want to
It's
stop
Handmaid's
this,
Tale.
ladies? Listen up. You want to stop this? I want to stop this right now. A sex strike. Just fucking stop. Just stop.
For
Just-
them, not for the liberals. Okay, please.
No, not for
You're
the-
on a sex strike. What are you talking about?
You're self-imposed, man. You actually married a sex strike. I'm telling you, you want to just say, okay, if that's how you guys feel about it, guess what? Over. The problem is there's a bunch of turncoat women that are like, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Right.
I'm fine with that.
80% men and 67% Republican women say society has become too soft and feminine.
What?
Yeah. American conservatives say that women being active in our society has made our society worse. The answer is to remove women from society, they found.
Wow, what did we? Is this the Taliban fucking quotes?
Handmaid's
What
Tale.
is
Yeah.
this? What is this? This sounds like the Taliban. This sounds like some shit from like the worst Muslim radical organization I've ever heard in my life. Women.
So they believe that he's signaling to his people, his MAGA people, by bringing the Tate brothers home. You know, it's this whole idea of men are being put back on top.
How are we not fighting against this absolute nightmare?
Wait, hold on. That men are being put on top.
You know where they've been always.
How many members of Congress are women? How many members of Congress are people of color?
We're still having firsts of those,
who
by the
owns,
way.
Who owns all the companies? How many fucking black
makes
dudes
more money?
were sitting behind Donald Trump's inauguration that own multi-billion, almost trillion-dollar companies? There wasn't a woman or a black man there. It was white dudes. You mean white dudes? How pathetically weak and cowardly. How sad are you that you actually think you still own everything and you think you're being oppressed?
That like no one's ever seen. No one's attacked me.
That's literally my definition.
In the House, 28.7%.
Women?
Mm-hmm. And 26 in
So
the
it's not
Senate.
50-50 is what you're saying.
That's 20% too many.
24% governors. No, they're all averaging 20 to 30%.
So it's not even 50%, and you're like, it's not even 30%, and you're like, they're coming after us.
Mm-hmm. This is the whole
you snowflake,
and we did this.
Yeah.
You pathetic pasty snowflakes.
We created these problems.
This is the whole the whites are getting whatever taken over. What is that whole thing?
The whites are it's racism, reverse racism.
It's reverse racism.
No, it's actually just racism. It's actually not reverse racism. Means welcome in, come on in, everybody. Yeah. That's reverse racism.
I remember Mahogany saying one time to someone, "Reverse racism. That's just racism." And I was like, oh. This episode brought to you by Ridge Wallet. New advertiser. Super sweet, super cool. Do you have yours?
They're the wallet of the future, man. I have to say, I had a Ridge Wallet, and I would listen. Do you have your
These
old
are
wallet?
wicked.
First, let's look at my old wallet.
Oh, but you have it.
Did you bring it? No,
this is my old wallet.
Okay. That's a joke. It's a bit, right?
No, this is it.
He sent me pictures of
Is
this
that really
before.
I mean, I had it.
Man, I would have got you a
From
new
this
wallet for Christmas.
To this.
No way.
Let me see.
Boom, look at that.
Oh, let me see that.
You got the
cool.
olive green. They have wicked colors.
and
I
here's
got,
what
I think it's called black cherry.
So there was a study done, and they were saying that wallets, when you put them in your back pocket or when you drive in the car, it was actually giving people
Because
it was
you're
actually
uneven.
yeah. And I hated it because I had too many cards, and then it wasn't even that the cards were thin; it was thick. It was the wallet was thick, and then I got one of these.
It holds up to 12 cards.
Watch
plus
this.
cash.
You just go watch it. Boom, boom. You just click it out. Boom, and then you can just go your cards. Bam, it's all there. Money clip on there.
Cash goes there,
Cash
but there's
goes in
no
the thing.
cash there.
Yeah, we're gonna help you. He's got a kid.
With dental issues.
When you a kid with dental issues.
So
no
Ridge
This is very
Wallets,
light.
they are the original. They're made with premium materials. They use aluminum, titanium, carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is the one you got. They have over 50 plus colors to choose from. They also, do you have your key?
More got the purple. Purple looks cool.
I can't wait to do the key part because that's going to take me like a couple weeks. I have keys like a janitor.
You
and
do.
I'm going to hold. Yeah,
I don't know.
I love you chose
Look at
the
that.
set, and so yours you did olive drab, right, or olive I say
the
olive
keys
drab
go
because
with
my
the
dad was a
military.
Marine. Yeah, so it matches your wallet. This is really cool.
But also, so check this out. So I come in the other day, and there's a pile of keys hooked together as if it's the
it looked like an animal, like a dead animal.
Is the fucking elementary school janitor in the room? What I go how much shit are you opening? Are you one of those people that just saves keys forever just in case?
I have a key because I have a key to here.
That's one.
That's
You
one
had
giant
32.
key. It's like
That
this
is
big.
a big key.
It's a big key.
It's a big
I've got
key.
my place. I've got my ex's place. I've got my
course.
mail
3,
thing.
4.
And there's like 3 to each because they have like like different like deadbolts and things like that.
So you need to sit down and you need an afternoon.
Yeah, but there was 35 keys.
also,
It wasn't 9 keys.
The
It was
thing
the key
about
of the
Ridge
outside gate.
Wallets is that they have that RFID technology, blocking technology, so that
right. So someone can't come up
people
and get your-
can't scan your credit cards as they walk
It's a
by.
good company, man.
That's my favorite part. And they have the AirTag attachment. So if you're somebody that loses stuff a lot, you should. I gave you an AirTag in your.
I
stuff
lose
and-
stuff in my own house.
You lose it in
It's
your
in your
own
hand.
hand.
I lost it. I lost my phone that I sit
And
down on the
called
couch
me,
30 seconds
panicking.
later, and I'm like, "Where's my phone?"
You called me
I
one
said,
time from your
call
phone.
Me. Oh, I actually searched for my phone in my car with my phone.
I know.
Yeah.
With your
With
light.
the light
I've
on
seen
it.
you
Yeah.
do that
I was like,
before.
I can't find my damn. Oh,
So right now, Ridge is having their once a year anniversary sale. Go to their website. They have some really sleek, cool looking stuff.
Yep.
They don't just have wallets. They have key cases, suitcases, rings. It's all that kind of same sleek, durable material and stuff. You can get up to 40% off at ridge.com/Titus. That's RIDGE.com/Titus for their biggest sale of the year right now. After you buy, same deal. They're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support us by telling them Titus Podcast sent you.
I had them. So
My niece carries these.
My first Ridge wallet was when they first started because I was so tired of these big fucking and they only had 2 or 3 colors. Now it is a rainbow. It is crazy, and they're all cool.
Yes,
they're all cool. Well, can you bring his speech up there? Bring up some of his just the highlights of his speech. There's a couple of things he said that at one point I remember thinking, oh, he goes, this is the best first couple of months of a presidency since George Washington.
Wait, he said something like
since George Washington. That's what people are saying.
No, he said the most incredible first month of an administration in history. I don't know who say it, but they're saying it. I don't know where they get it. They said George Washington was number 2, and that's incredible. Who's they? He actually said Washington was number 2, the first president, the first time we implemented this government and changed everything for the better.
Really old tweets.
And
old.
By the way, we were at war.
Mm-hmm.
We were at war. Can I point something out? So we used to laugh at Kim Jong-un. We would laugh at Gaddafi. They would say the craziest. I'm from God. I'm the world leader. We're the best ever. And we have that guy now. We're the joke. We're the joke now. Mm-hmm. Worldwide, we're a fucking joke. We have Mexico and Canada pissed. Canada's pissed. We have people that are allies. We've actually just thrown Ukraine to the fucking wolves of Russia, and we did it. And here's what I don't get. We need the Avengers because there should be one more group. And I don't care if they're like firemen. It's superheroes. They stay in a room until we get the wrong guy as president. The great quote, Thomas Jefferson, I think you put it on almost everything now, is that you elect the government you deserve, which means we fucked up. I'm watching people on TikTok post videos crying. One guy was just like, I can't believe I've been behind this guy for 9 years. This is the worst thing I've ever done. Woman sobbing. She goes, I'm a Democrat now. I can't believe what's going on. I can't fathom it. It's not enough, man, because they are running roughshod without there's no guardrails, man. And the Democrats, I've never seen a more useless group.
That's the most.
Oh no, they had tiny signs.
Did you see those tiny signs?
He said, "I like Rashida Tlaib changed her, so she brought a whiteboard." That was at least she was reacting. My favorite is when Trump said the era of rule by unelected bureaucrats is over.
And then they cut to Elon Musk.
The Democrats all started laughing and pointing at him because he was sitting there. There is zero self-awareness whatsoever. Of course, he went on about transgender athletes.
10 total. In all college sports, there's 10. 10 total transgender athletes in 580,000 athletes.
Fun of pronouns, DEI.
Woke is dead.
Celebrated his crackdown on migration. Repeatedly made fun of Joe Biden, saying that Biden imposed insane and very dangerous open border policies, which is a lie.
Flat out lie.
It is a flat out lie.
Everything's a lie.
Trump said wokeness is bad. It's gone.
Can we talk? Okay, so what's his fucking nuts sitting back there, Johnson or whatever, who's supposed to be like a devout Christian, right?
Right.
Who, when Trump says woke is dead or whatever, he's like, yeah, woke is dead. Motherfucker, Jesus, Christianity is based on wokeness.
Woke came from Jesus.
It's fucking the Lord and our Savior, woke.
The whole New Testament is all woke. The entire thing is wokety woke woke.
He says that tariffs are about protecting the soul of our country.
So this is
the evil soul.
Then he said there will be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. You mean you with the billions, you'll be okay?
And the grift.
Okay.
Yeah. They were talking when he said there's going to be a little disturbance. He again said in an interview a couple of days ago, a reporter flat out busted him on it. How tariffs are paid for by the consumer. That's why are you keep saying that tariffs will be paid by the countries and doesn't miss a beat. Here's what a grifter this fucker is, because he's not stupid. He knows this. He goes, I don't think so. No, they're paid by the countries.
That's not what I think.
That's not what I think. They're paid by the countries.
Oh my God!
Just said and then next question. And then
we are fucking
next
lost.
question.
We've got no counter. This is the most upsetting thing about this fucking thing last night. The Democrats.
I would like to again talk about the human units on the Republican side, not just cutting all the help and services to the human units and the Democrats.
We have no strong counter to this. Nothing. Nobody can get together.
What I don't understand is that you have to have some questions for these people in their Senate confirmation hearings. That by not, you are making it glaringly obvious that it has zero to do with what's best for the country and 100% to do with you keeping your job by keeping your mouth shut.
Or
if there are issues that are on the public floor about some of these candidates like Kash Patel that would greatly affect their experience or their ability to do this job, every party should have questions at least. That's what they're there for. It blows my mind that they're not even pretending. It's disgusting.
But it's the fifth generation problem. So what happens after World War II? We still had we understood the Nuremberg trials. We understood consequences. Yeah. We understood consequences in the 60s. We understood consequences. 70s and 80s, it started to fade. 90s, no consequences. Bill Clinton flat out lied about, cheating on his wife. And we kind of blew past it. And that's all the beginning of it, that 5 generation span where we leave World War II, death, destruction, horror. We understand the horror of humanity. And then we go through disco. And then we go through 90s and then 2000s, and we're fucking playing video games and using the internet, which is the most important tool to literally all of us being smart as possible. I'm a DF student. I know all this stuff now because I research it all the time. And all these fuckers that sit up and go, oh, man, you know what I saw the other day? I saw some guy goes, hey, man, if the earth is spinning, someone has built a graphic. If the earth is spinning, and the sun goes down, how come we see the same stars all the time? And I just...
This is 9/11. 9/11 really kicked off the conspiracy, prevalence, and how effective it was, because Trump and InfoWars and Fox News, they just ran with that shit.
Rush Limbaugh,
Rush Limbaugh, who he gave the Medal of Freedom to. I have to say this to people. I have also been off of social media. I check in Instagram like every couple days now.
Well, puppy updates.
Because that's what I see.
Yep.
I am aware from sitting next to you that what I see is vastly different. And I can
anybody who's sitting next to me.
I can see your algorithm. It's very bro kind of stuff, like,
It's not bro.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not bro. That's bro. That's Joe Rogan. Mine's not Joe Rogan.
Like Joe Rogan, but
mine's we are angry, focused people who are worried about the country.
Yeah, and women are wronging men, and you got to work out, and
it's not my.
And meanwhile, mine is like puppies, and it's like I don't see any political stuff, and I don't know why. Because obviously I talk about it and my phone hears me. Yeah. I can tell you recently it's...
Resist ideology.
I just mean in the feed,
finances.
Right? So just be very aware that it is designed to put you into an algorithm, and it is not real.
Rock and roll
and
shirt,
people, I see videos that are lies, 100%. And it is someone in a lab coat telling you that, we were just talking about this, that oatmeal is bad for you. And we have found through research, and they point to things, and he and I know, we were just talking about this. And he said to me, he goes, then why would they make those videos? And I said, because they get clicks and views because it's so off base that people are like, really? I
The
gotta
horse
watch
lobby.
this.
But
And
you also,
so you have to be very careful because there is also no education or experiential requirement to post anything, no matter the subject, on Instagram or Threads.
and
or
anytime someone has proposed legislation, at any time, Musk,
Yes.
Zuckerberg, Apple, anybody who runs a social media site starts sending money to our politicians, and then all of a sudden this bill doesn't get passed. And they start talking, screaming freedom,
money,
and
money.
they start talking about First Amendment. But the reality is, all you're doing is propagandizing the entire country, the entire world. So, conspiracy theories are really interesting. Like the flat Earth theory, I just want to punch anybody. If you come over to me and you start to tell me why the Earth is flat, we're probably going to get in a fist fight. If you come up to me and you start talking about 9/11 didn't happen, we're probably going to have a fist fight. I don't have any patience for dumb fucks anymore. I just don't. And the reality for me is that we all have our own feed. So social media has made the people that would never have had a minute in the world to get their bullshit out to the world to have an entire feed based on their bullshit. And if you're following stuff, you're building your own little belief system. Everybody, all of us, including me, has our own little belief system that we believe is the truth. And there is no the truth anymore because our government refuses to regulate it. When and I will say it again, when Ronald Reagan killed the fairness doctrine, we were fucked. And there's no fairness doctrine in social media. So basically, anything and everything goes. And if you know history, when anything and everything goes, you get Genghis Khan. When anything and everything goes, you get Adolf Hitler and a world war. When anything and everything goes, humanity suffers greatly. And that's where we are right now. So
those European countries that are talking about, moving past us are talking about starting their own social media companies and platforms because they're too dangerous.
It is really dangerous. I mean, I just keep seeing stories when I look for news before we do this. Almost every week, there was just one last week. A 10-year-old killed herself because of
bullied online.
Yeah, no. Well, I think this was because of a TikTok challenge or something like that. But yeah, getting bullied online.
No! I'm sorry. I take it back. I'm wrong. It was they told her she was getting bullied online because she was she was Mexican immigrant.
There was
and she killed herself.
That was one. Yes. Oh, Rosa actually told me about that one because kids were making fun of her, saying she and her parents were going to be deported, and she killed herself. Rosa, that was a couple of weeks ago.
Can I point something out about kindness?
Yeah.
Please do.
So the other day, I was just going through a bad time. I've been really having a bad time with all of this. As Ray knows, I'm just, it's so hard to watch, and I can't get past. It happened, but I still can't get past. Guys, we could have just elected her. The policies that have been kicking ass for 4 years would have keep working. We wouldn't have, the eggs, the bird flu thing would have been happening. We wouldn't have tariffs. We wouldn't have pissed the world off. We would just be fine. We would fucking be fine. Yeah. We wouldn't be ruined. Do you know 100,000 people have lost their jobs since DOGE?
Wow.
That's 100,000 families. That's 100,000. And these are experts that ran the government. You know why you never noticed it? Because it worked. The IGs made sure that no one ripped us off. We had a system in place. Nobody wants their tax dollars used for shit that. I'll tell you what I don't want to use for is every single congressman getting $2.8 million a year for his staff and expenses.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Yeah.
That's where the problem exists. So I was going to.
Well, there is supposed to be some accountability for that, right? But I don't know how intense that is.
What do you mean?
As to how that money is spent.
Yeah, they have to staff.
But you notice
travel.
nobody's talking about it, just like they're not
Nobody
talking
brings
about
it up.
Insider trading
or
term limits.
Yeah, nobody brings it up. And if they do bring it up, it gets, they just go now, what's the new thing?
Meeting adjourned.
I want to talk about kindness, but yeah, no, they actually, the Republican Party sat down with all their members and said, don't do any more town halls.
Yeah.
Do you know those people that elected you, that you answer to? don't answer to them anymore.
Yep.
Fuck, man. The Democrats didn't do that. Of course, the Democrats can't seem to get their shit together either. So I was at this gas station. We had Seamus's birthday. Seamus was one. We had a really nice party. Ray did some amazing stuff. I built signs, and so it was basically House at Pooh Corner. And it was a 1-year-old birthday party, and we had some friends come over.
It was very little. We were not crazy people like some people
No,
are.
God, my Kenny's first birthday when I had my TV show was insane. So anyway, so I would go to the gas station to get my propane tanks because I got it. We have heaters out in the back, and it was cold, and I went, and there was this guy in this old Suburban Tahoe, whatever, sitting there. It was an old one. It was like the first version of it, sitting there, and it was the back was packed with stuff, and it's like you see those people that look like they're living in their cars. Something's going on.
Yeah.
The guy,
Stuff in the back and in the front.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
And he just kept sitting there, and I pulled up. He kind of gave me that look, and I thought money. He wants money, and I thought, wait, man, stop. Don't become the asshole that the world seems to be turning into.
Right.
So I go inside and I pay for the propane, and I come back out. And I when I was inside, I go to the guy at the counter. I go, hey, is that dude begging for money? Is he out of gas? He goes, guy just kind of, he's a nice enough guy, but he goes, he just needs it. He needs a jump. But he was irritated. And I was like, oh, he needs a jump. So I walk right back out and I go, hey man, do you need a jump? He goes, well, I called somebody. They should be coming. I go, do you have cables? He goes, yeah. I said, I got it. Don't worry about it. Just sign. I pulled my car up. And by the way, this, when I was a kid, was just fucking every day.
That was, I was going to say.
Just my dad. We always helped.
Everybody did that.
We always helped.
Yeah.
We were there for each other. It didn't matter. I didn't give a shit who this guy voted for.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, you're stuck at the gas station. You're blocking a gas pump, which would make me crazy if it was me, because I hate blocking people for shit. So we got his car, and then I opened his battery up. We couldn't get it. We couldn't get the thing to click. Couldn't get anything to click. Nothing. And I was like, that's something weird. And I thought I sparked the cables. They're working. I'm like, do you have a screwdriver? He said, yes. I popped the cover off his battery, and there was no water in the battery. None. So I got my little Fiji. Brrrip, brrrip.
Fiji water.
I put Fiji. Oh yeah, no, California batteries are they only imported water. And so I filled it up, and he goes, what are you doing? I go, it needs, for the plates to work, it's got to have the
perfect guy.
It's got
he could run into.
I go, it's got to have water in it so that everything works.
The Cardenas.
So I didn't even do it. It wasn't that bad. And then I put them back on, and I let it charge for a minute and a half. Bam! Car started up. And this guy was like,
you're a magician.
And the feeling I got, and I called her, the feeling I got from just taking 5 minutes of my day, imagine how much you fucking scroll.
Yeah.
Imagine how much time you spend fucking scrolling. And so 5 of those minutes I didn't scroll. I actually helped another human being out.
Yeah.
And what I don't understand, and Trump has made it okay to be a raging asshole and not help. I don't know. I'm just going to say, I'm going to try every day to do one thing that helps somebody. And not for any other reason than when I drove away, I felt good. I was like, I fucking fixed that dude's day.
Mm-hmm.
I fixed that dude's day. And I was glad. And he lit up. When his car started, he was just like, oh, and I was like,
yeah.
And so kindness, and it was my buddy Nils said it. He goes, we have killed kindness. We've killed kindness. And that is a disease, a virus that if we can keep going, it replicates.
Yeah.
So don't kill kindness, man. Replicate it, And
also hard work, and just like, it's like Trump is like a trust fund kid.
He's not like a trust
he's
fund.
been just given shit.
He's not his whole life.
And that makes you selfish, which weirdly makes you selfish.
He also got away with everything. He was told at a very young age that he's not accountable for anything. So his entire effort has not been put into doing good work. His entire effort was to getting away with horrible shit.
So he doesn't really understand how helping someone else makes you feel about, like, oh, I can change someone's life. I can help somebody out, and this feels great.
But all he wants is to be loved. All he wants is to be held up. And so if you, instead of fucking motherfucking everybody, if you actually just helped him, you would be loved.
He could be king. If he
exactly.
like really took with the Nobel Peace Prize, he really could have worked it out. He really could have helped
Instead, nothing's worse than talking shit about Obama winning the Nobel Peace Prize. You want to know Peace Prize? Fuck that guy. He doesn't deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. Like, hey, dude, this really isn't the room.
You didn't say thank you.
But it was just,
give me the prize.
I can't watch that video.
The
so hurtful.
Zelensky thing is frightening on 1,000 different levels. It's frightening because we have someone who's literally a hero to his country, a guy who was forced into leadership and did a good job at it, and then you got the international consequences of it, where every other country in the world is like, what is going on with the USA right now? Then you got Putin giggling in the back going, oh man, I'm going to do what I want now. It is and then all those things are going to snowball into the next thing. And I told people, remember when we were getting close to election, I kept saying, guys, if you think the first time was bad, and none of us had any idea that COVID was going to happen. None of us could have gone, there's going to be a worldwide pandemic because this guy's a moron. That we did it. This is going to be way worse. We're not even close to how bad it's going to be. But man,
on paper, like in an alternate universe, let's say this guy comes in and he's got, hey, my best friend is the richest guy on the planet.
Right.
We've got all these financial issues. We're going to come in. We're going to help this. We're going to save, all the poor. We're going to feed. We're going to house the homeless.
Fix the budget.
They can actually fix all this shit. And they're just going to take from the poor. They're going to take. God.
The billionaires have decided that the poor have too much.
And we have this is the most upsetting thing with this fucking speech. These Democrats sitting there with the stupid fucking signs. One guy with the cane. Why didn't they get up and all leave? They can't even get together on one message.
I've never seen a more inept response to literally a Hitler-esque dictator in my life.
In the face of actual tyranny.
I'm filming you. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Do me a favor, please. I know you listen to us, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it, all of us. Can you do me a favor, though? We don't ask for Patreon. I do it. Go get my new special. And I'm not. It's great. It's an hour and 40 minutes. A laugh out loud.
Hilarity.
Go to ChristopherTitus.com and download Carrion Monsters. Currently, I'm on the road. I'm doing my new one, Doomed to Repeat. Quite good. It's actually
Keller's
quite
Magic
good.
and Comedy Club, March 14th, 15th. In
Go get those
Erie,
tickets. They're going fast.
Yep. Also,
Keller's Comedy Magic.
Just had to add
and we had to add a show in Cleveland
at Hilarities in Cleveland on March 16th.
On Sunday, we sold out the second show, so we added a first show at 5 o'clock. So come, we'll have an afternoon. We'll talk. It'll be fine.
There's a brunch with mimosas.
Then coming up, Philly, Helium. Eugene, Oregon, Austin, Texas. That's a lot.
And this new show is quite good. I'm going to say it again. The last show we did was in North Dakota, and it got a standing ovation.
That was a fun show.
They were good. They were good. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let's go to 2 years ago today.
4 years ago today?
4 years ago today.
Let's do a quote from Biden's State of the Union.
Whatever they called whatever he just did.
Biden said, history is watching. Just like history watched 3 years ago on January 6th, when insurrectionists stormed this very Capitol and placed a dagger to the throat of American democracy. We must be honest to the threat. The threat to democracy must be defended. My predecessor, and some of you here, seek to bury the truth about January 6th. I will not do that. This is the moment to speak the truth and to bury the lies. Here's the simple truth. You can't love your country only when you win.
Man, that felt like I just had a nice drink, like a nice bath. Remember that? And
he got fact checked. He lied so many times last night.
Trump.
Easily provable lies. And also notice the thing he didn't mention was Medicaid.
Oh yeah.
Chopping block.
Convenient.
Yeah. It is. That's because that's a political.
So not only
death.
is your grandma's Social Security check going to either be off, short, or doesn't show up, but also that thing that keeps her alive, the Medicaid, gone.
Also, these tariffs on autos is going to increase auto insurance.
Oh yeah, because your car's worth more now, so it costs.
Everything is going up.
So pickup trucks are expensive. I just bought a new pickup truck. Expensive. I got lucky. Because before the tariffs, I negotiated them down. I got a big chunk of money off. Yesterday, the same truck that I just bought went up $24,000.
Christ. Can we just leave on a positive note?
I I thought kindness, right?
I
No.
gotta go.
You got something?
Huh?
No, you followed
No,
it up with that. Positive note is Chaplain Ball Pryor
15.
is 15 years old today. Don't hold him up again. He looks so crazy
Happy
today. I did
birthday.
not expect. He was not camera ready.
Happy
Please.
And that would really offend
I
her
will send you a picture of him
with a
that
tie.
you can put up.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching myself, the Lovely Bomb Show right on the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
There could be only one.
Go to ChristopherTitus.com, get some stuff. Help us out.